Ladies and gentlemen, we are diving into something truly big today. Some might even say it's the biggest. The San Francisco 49ers, a great team, fantastic, but facing some very real issues, locker room tensions, playoff positioning, questions around our quarterback, Brock Purdy, who, let's be honest, has had some moments of greatness, some not so great. So we're going to break it all down. No nonsense, no sugarcoating. If there is a problem, we're going to talk about it. If there's greatness, we will celebrate it. This is the 49 Problems, and allow us to thank you, America, for making America great again.
Yeah, this is Kyle Shanahan. You are now tuning into the 49 Problems, where these two guys try to act like they know more than me. All they do is talk shit. 100% unfiltered, uncut fan reactions. Here to talk about all the drama. And now your hosts, Kyle J. Vigil and Ray J. Garcia.
We are that.
I think Shanahan's an asshole.
He's a legit asshole, but we also are assholes.
I've been known to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ray J. Garcia, Kyle J. Vigil. Sunday, November 16th. November 17th, 49ers facing Seattle Seahawks. We are recording live. It was an eventful weekend for sports entertainment in general.
For us in general.
For the 49ers, an eventful week. We got a lot to talk about. I got it all down. We aren't going to miss a thing. This is going to be an extended episode today because we are also recording during the game. So you guys will get some live takes just like last week. And Ray, how are we feeling? How you feeling on this Sunday? You're twisting the blunt as we speak.
It's a good Sunday, kind of winding down to get the work week started. Had a pretty eventful weekend. I don't know if you got to see it, but I seen Mike Tyson's ass.
Yeah, I see Mike Tyson's cheeks. I was going to bring it up. That was going to be one of the first topics of discussion. Well, obviously, it's on everybody's mind.
it was ruined because I seen a picture of Lizzo side by side with her cheeks in it.
Was there like a comparison?
Yeah, who wore it better?
No,
one of those who wore it better.
Yeah, so the whole Mike Tyson thing, bro, like, you kind of like talked about it a little bit yesterday. I didn't want to go too in depth because I kind of wanted to save it for the pod, But that moment, bro, that shit was like, I don't know if like it was intentional, but it was like the most, from my point of view, the most unintentional, hilarious, comedic.
Oh no,
like timing, like
Tyson knew what he was doing.
You think he did that shit on purpose, bro? Yeah. That shit was crazy, bro.
From making the Hangovers are one of the best comedies ever. Tyson's funny.
He really is, though. Like he's a funny ass dude.
He did that shit on purpose.
Yeah, that shit, like the interview, like how it was so serious. Like that'd be hella funny if me and you just stood up right now.
Well, the way they set it up, bro, like that they threw it to his son. Like we have his son helping us out.
Yeah,
threw it to his son. His son gets everything's all serious, and then he's like hug,
give him a little kiss on the cheek.
Hugs and walks away and just shows ass cheeks clapping.
Bro, I started like literally laughing out loud. Me and my girl were just sitting there. What the fuck? Like this cannot be serious. Like I don't know if like the camera should have like cut out like right after the kids or like why he lingered on him. Like
no, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. That's all for viewers, man.
Yeah, but yeah, bro, it was a trip, dude. Fucking seeing that. It was. Like I said again, right? Legit laugh out loud moment. Like one of those things where like you don't expect it, and like I'm never gonna forget that shit, bro. That was hilarious as fuck. That might make the cover photo for this week. My girl tried to take a picture of me eating that long ass chip yesterday.
No, she did take a picture.
Yeah, she said that was gonna be the cover photo, but I won't allow it.
It looked like an uncircumcised penis.
A long, stretchy one with ridges. Not. But yeah, bro. Seeing that shit was fucking.
All right, so yeah, let's get off Tyson's ass.
Oh, what, off his ass specifically, or like?
No.
I still wanted to kind of. I wanted to kind of go into that whole like.
The whole Tyson fight.
Yeah,
the ass was just the opening segment.
Yeah,
like the fight. They showed his ass right before the fight, so we opened up with his ass, like his ass.
Again, right? Like I'll never. That shit was fucking hilarious, bro. But I was talking to one of my coworkers this week, and he was asking me, like how serious this was, and I'm like, well, from what I do know, like
the fight or how serious the fight was, or
like so, because there was a question on whether or not like you were gonna have to pay extra for it, right?
No, It's been free the whole time. They said first free live event on Netflix. From the get-go, from when it was announced, they made it clear that it was.
See, I wasn't even like aware of that though.
As long as you pay for your Netflix subscription.
I was just so used to like Jake Paul being like, it was like, you know, most of his events are like cash grab, right? Like that's what he's got known for. He's known for fighter pay. You know, he gets these dudes to come up from like he probably does pick his fights very strategically, like you know, like someone that he knows or feels like he could beat. And it's not hard to get someone to go into the ring with you when you're telling them like, dude, we're gonna make fucking $20 million or like whatever, you know?
Just from what I heard, rumors, not confirmed or nothing, but I think the rumor was Tyson got 20 mil.
I think I heard something similar to that as well.
Jake Paul got 40, but it's Jake Paul's promotions, doing everything. So
and the marketing and everything leading up to this, like, so back to what I was saying with me and my coworker, like, so there was the question of, oh, are we gonna have to pay extra? I was like,
coworkers?
We kind of are, yeah. We do have
I mean, we're coworkers too, but a different coworker, not this. He was talking to the monkeys.
Because it's technically a business. So I was like, we were talking about that, like, oh, we're gonna have to pay for it, and I was like, bro, you know what? Like, I was like, that's when you start getting into like really, really like sat down and thought about it. Like, is this gonna be like a real fight? I was like, nah, bro, I can't see myself paying for this because I didn't expect it to be a real fight. I had no.
You know what? That's good.
You like it?
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I can taste the cotton candy, what you're talking about, but I don't know. It's something else. It's almost like a slushie.
Yeah, it's got like a slushie.
Like flavor. If you get a slushie, you mix all the flavor, the cherry and the Coke and stuff.
Yeah. So
anyways, back to that.
So I was like, I didn't really expect this to be a fight. Like, there was no way in my wildest dreams that I think there was gonna be like a knockout. Like, we seen Jake Paul knock a couple guys out, and my thing was this, right? Like, as much as boxer, I don't think knockout would have like helped him in any way. Like, you know, it just would have hurt. So I do think there was an agreement. Like, I think you kind of said that, you were telling me that yesterday too, that you kind of felt like maybe there was like a no, like the hits to the head weren't supposed to be that hard, you know?
Well, that's kind of that's how their fight went down. Is, you know, they weren't gonna go to the head, and they weren't gonna, you know, try to knock each other out. If something happens from a body shot, something happens from a body shot. But
that was the risk they were willing to take. Yeah,
it wasn't gonna be a headshot that was gonna knock somebody out, or going to be the determining factor. It kind of proved in the fight that, you know, Tyson caught Jake Paul in the first round, stumbled him back, and once he's seen that, he kind of backed up off.
Yeah.
You know, Tyson's growing up watching Tyson fight. Tyson fights on the inside. He don't let them get that range, and you know what I mean? He gets in close, and he's real tight with his punches. And
we've seen some examples of that in that fight before. That's what Katie Taylor was doing to Serrano.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She was getting in close, not letting Serrano like wind up, you know, like shortening the distance so that her punches weren't as impactful. You know, that Tyson that we see, like, there was no way, like,
just the training footage we see, there was no combos thrown that he was throwing. You know, he was bouncing around,
biting his glove.
And in the fight, he comes out, you could see his legs weren't even there.
Oh yeah,
the ring.
He had no stability whatsoever.
He had the knee brace on.
That was the hard part.
Too big for him.
So, like, for me, bro, like, I was excited. Like, obviously, right? Like, anytime you tell me Mike Tyson's in the ring, right, regardless of the age, like I'm interested, right? Like, I've, you know, like, anytime he's on a podcast, like, I want to listen to him talk. Like, he's one of the most interesting people in the world, right? Like, people are gonna tune into this no matter what. What I didn't like, and I think this kind of goes into their wrestling background, their WWE shit, the Paul brothers. Like the promotion was really good. The hype for it was really good.
Well, it's only Logan.
They both are now.
Is Jake a wrestler now? I didn't know that.
They're like a tag team.
So go ahead, because I heard something which kind of alludes to why Jake does these circus fights per se. But finish what you were going to say.
So I was gonna say when Tyson walked out just by himself, like, versus Jake Paul's entrance, I was like, this is already like it wasn't real to me at that point. I'm like, okay, why would Tyson, like, he came out by himself, he looked like he had no energy. I'm like, okay, this is a 58-year-old man. Like this is what we're watching. And I told everyone, right? I was saying like this. Imagine, okay, me and you we're in this, like, let's say we're in a bar, and there's some old man that steps on your shoe, 58 years old, fucking legs are wobbly.
50 Tyson?
And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna whoop this dude's ass. I would probably be like, it's not worth it, bro. He's 58 years old. Like, you're just gonna hurt him. Like you would never, like, in real life, you would not let your 27-year-old friend fight a 58-year-old man, you know?
Yeah. So Roy Jones came out and said about the punches, not being able to throw to the head, and after, like, right after Roy Jones said that, they came out and said this is a legal sanctioned fight.
After the first 4 rounds, right?
No, after the first 4 rounds, it's it goes to
the records.
But
yeah.
what I'm saying is the actual fight is sanctioned. It's an actual sanctioned fight. So but it was 8 2-minute rounds where normal fights are 3-minute rounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? An 8-round fight is when a boxer's barely coming up. You know, within their first 10 fights, they're still fighting 8-rounders.
They had a bigger gloves on too, no?
14-ounce gloves.
Yeah, so it's an exhibition. It was an exhibition.
That's what. It was an exhibition, but I think in them selling it as a professional fight, Jake Paul is trying to get his MVP promotions as a legit actual boxing promotion company, and he's going to be competing with like Mayweather promotions, Golden Boy promotions, you know, Bob Arum, all the big promoters that are
out there, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I respect what he's doing, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So him putting on him versus Tyson, getting the views, selling out the gate,
makes him legit.
The most. Yeah. It just puts his name out there, his MVP promotions out there, and gets it bigger, you know. And
he's gonna get more and more fighters to want to make money.
So I think the gimmick fight thing, he's using that just to build his platform for his promotion company.
Yeah.
So the money thing, it's a money grab, but at the same time, he's also kind of solidifying his future.
And the way he talks about how he wants to be a champion, and like, if he keeps doing this, if he shows that he's a real legit, like, businessman in this regard to these other promotions, then the whoever controls those belts and organizations, they're gonna let him have a shot because he's bringing in the money just like they are, if not more.
I think the champion talk is just talk to build.
Because it builds.
I don't think he wants.
But So whether or not he can, or he believes in it himself.
But at the end of the day, man, the only actual boxer he's fought, he lost to.
Tommy Fury.
And he's an amateur fighter. You know what I mean? Everybody else he's fighting ain't natural boxers. They're MMA fighters. You know what I mean? Tyson was the only one that was a natural boxer.
Yeah.
And like I said, you didn't see the Tyson that you've seen in training. You didn't see the Tyson you've seen against Roy Jones Jr. You know, you've seen a Tyson that stayed on the outside. He was throwing punches. It was almost like Jake Paul was holding his head. He was just throwing punches and missing them.
And then maybe there is a part that says, like, you know, maybe at 58 years old, there was more psychological stuff involved.
No, because Tyson said he'll do it again.
But he wasn't like the young Tyson that we've all known. He wasn't talking shit. He didn't have a single menacing bone in his body for this fight. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't intimidating. Like, he was more intimidating in the weigh-in.
He did
for that slap.
He did talk shit, but it was more like, you know, I know what I've done already. You're trying to prove yourself, so I don't need to talk. You're the one that's got to prove it. You know, you'll see.
I meant not leading up to the fight. I meant from the moment we seen his ass cheeks to the end of the fight, like, he was down, like, he didn't have no, like, energy, like he looked like he didn't want to be there, and like that, to me, that's what I've seen, like, a lot of people saying, like, it was sad to watch, you know, like, it wasn't like, I mean, I don't think it'll tarnish his reputation at all. I don't think anybody really, like, if you really were gonna put money on him, who did? Drake did, huh?
So here's the thing, man. Growing up watching Tyson fight, and watching just Tyson be the superior, dominant boxer in the ring, only seen a few of his fights go past the first round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was later in his career. Everything was knocked down in the first round. He did knock down in the first round.
Yeah.
You know.
He has 44 career KOs.
Yeah.
Deadliest boxer in American history.
And so, it was kind of sad to see him go out like that, just because I know a lot of people my age and a little bit older than me. You know, the younger generation don't know too much about Tyson, but
Yeah.
You know, you wanted to see that last glimmer of, you know, we still got it. Not necessarily us, but, you know, him per se, you know, that's our generation versus the younger generation.
Yeah.
We'd like to think we're still able to go out and, you know, be that 20-year-old we once were, you know, even if it's just for one day or 1 hour or one
last shining moment of glory.
We like to think we still got that.
And there's no, and I think what it is there's a difference. You gotta you have to recognize there's a difference between competition and, you know, ability. Like if you were dating Mike Tyson's daughter and you whooped her ass, you'd still be looking.
Have you seen her?
Oh yeah. I'm not talking about Layla. Not Layla.
No.
The lesbian one.
Mike Tyson, the big one.
Yeah. You got a lesbian daughter, right? Is she like a dyke?
I don't know, but he beat up somebody for talking shit about her.
But I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like,
hella big.
Like that dude that was talking shit to him on the plane a couple years ago, and he knocked his ass out. Like, yeah, like in that setting, Mike Tyson's still gonna fuck you up. Like, you know, no glove. All he gotta do is just get one on you.
No, but
so your fucking chin's hanging off your face. You know what I mean? But in a professional setting where you gotta square up with somebody, and you know there's rules like 58 versus 27, like it just don't math, you know?
Yeah, but like say Jason Graham a lot of times he likes to allude to how he was a former player. You know, and
who?
Jason Graham, the SF Niner.
Oh, Brad Graham.
Anyways, Brad Graham. Anyways,
when you said Jason Graham, I was thinking of a black player. I'm like,
no.
So I couldn't picture him. Yeah,
I'm getting two different guys.
Yeah.
But he always talks about how he's a former player and he could relate to certain situations. And, you know, I'm sure he sits and watches some of these games and say, if he was a former captain, you know, he sees Kivitz giving up ass. Like, dude, come on, how hard is it just to fucking sit down and fucking drive somebody back, you know, open up a hole?
Yeah.
Fuck, I could probably go and do it for a series. You know, he probably has a sitting mindset like, I could probably do your job better than you for a series. Not even for the whole game, but just, you know what I mean? Just from having the former mentality of a player, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, I still got it in me. I could do it, you know, at least get one good series out of me.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably what Tyson was thinking. Like, you know, fuck it, let me go show him I still got it. And he does.
Oh, he landed again.
He does still got it, but he still got it for his age range, not for a 27-year-old age range.
He did. He landed a few good cracks here and there, but again, right? Like if it was a
not
legit
the one in the beginning, not the crack in the beginning, though.
What you mean? Oh, not that crack.
He landed the beginning crack.
Well, he landed that one. That one landed home. That was the best joke.
That fucking caught everybody by surprise. But we're just sitting there watching, and then turns around, walks away, and just Hey, and it was like, oh
man!
Did I just see?
I was like, bro, I zoomed in. I was like, what?
Right afterwards, you text me and my wife were watching. You text, you see Tyson's cheek?
I seen them things clapping. Nah, speaking of jokes, just kicking. I was listening to Kill. Just a little side note, real quick. Kill Tony this week. On Kill Tony this week, there was this European comedian. I don't know if I told you this. Did I tell you about this yesterday? This European guy, he's talking about like the elections and he's talking about politics, and he's like, from where I'm from, it blows my mind that you wear your political affiliations on your front yard. You know, because you know, like in certain countries, you can't do shit like that. And he's like, it blows my mind that you'll announce to the world.
Well, that's what a democracy is.
And he's like, it blows my mind that you'll announce to the world that, go ahead, break into my house. I'm a cuck for Harris and I'm unarmed. Bro, when I heard that shit, the way he said it though, like, you know, like the way he wrote the joke was hilarious, bro. But I'm like, that's fucking, because that's how people look at America, bro. You know what I mean? And that kind of just brings me to a point I wanted to bring up. I'm proud, like
America.
I'm so proud. I'm proud of America right now. But I was thinking about that. Like, if we had to pay for that, bro, you know how many people would have paid to watch that? And that would have been like, bro, like you see how good we are? Like America's coming back. Like, we're doing good. Things are starting to get right. And I guarantee you, bro, fucking millions of people would have paid to watch that shit if they had to, bro.
And you know the we were talking about this earlier about how, you know, it was allegedly, or not even allegedly, we're saying just from watching it how it could have been rigged, or not necessarily rigged,
but what would be rigged?
Stipulations like you can't hit to the head. You know, neither one of them wanted to get knocked out. It would have been a big blow
if they wanted to. Yeah.
Well, it would have been a big blow to fucking Jake Paul if he would have got knocked out by a 58-year-old man, and you're trying to build this thing, right? But it would also been a big blow if you knock out a 58-year-old man, dude. Like, come on, dude, you're 27, he's 58. Yeah, I can see the money thing, but you went out there and fucking tried to kill him pretty much.
And you know what, bro? That's what we're missing in a lot of in sports in general, bro. Like that killer mentality. That like this dude is my opponent. Like, yeah, this is a sport war. You know, that's what boxing used to be.
And that's how they sold this fight. Both of them had that mentality. Tyson slapped him. Oh, he must die.
Yeah,
and he just screams it out. Tyson's like, man, as soon as I hit him, he's going to sleep. As soon as the first touch I get on him, you know. So they sold it as warriors.
I seen a funny ass video though about Ariel Helwani this week.
I was just gonna say, like, you know, the people that bet, the gamblers that bet on this fight,
Drake.
You know, just I'm not even talking about the favorite. Just people like me and you. You know, if I was a gambler, I might have put some money on, put $50 on Tyson and maybe win 200 or so. You know, I don't know what the odds were, but I might have did that. And there's people that got money that put thousands, hundreds of thousands on Tyson to win, just because, like I said, we wanted to see that glimpse of what we grew up with. And if it was rigged or there was stipulations to the fight to alter the outcome of it, fuck, I feel bad for the people that bet on that, because you got robbed.
That's
you know, there's people that went and put $5,000 on Tyson knocking him out.
That's the thing about gambling, bro. There's people out there willing to give their money up.
But if it was set up, you know,
and there's people out there willing to take your money.
But if it was set up, they shouldn't have been able to allow people to go gamble on the first round knockout.
Well, you could have bet. Did you know that this year you could have bet on the election? America is, when it comes to gambling, bro, we've completely lost any sense of like how would you call it, like merit or morals. Like you could have literally bet on the election this year, bro.
You can bet on anything.
You can bet on anything. Yes, that's what I'm saying. People are dumb. Like, and if you're willing to give up your money, there's people out there willing to take your money. I got an interesting bet for one of us, or for us later. So I'll talk about it later. But hey, just back to that on that note, real quick. We did kind of get our money's worth with that Serrano and Katie Taylor fight. That was a really good fight, bro. And I said it. You know, I was watching that fight. I told my girl, I'm like, dude, this is gonna be the fight of the night, no matter what. Like, that was a fucking great fight, bro. And I know, like, we were talking about it yesterday. A lot of people think Serrano was robbed. I told you I kind of feel like Taylor clearly won the fight. I feel, you know, like, regardless of like the headbutt and whatnot. That's just, they call it dirty boxing. Like, that's physical, like, boxing in the clinch. Serrano is a UFC fighter too by trade, right? She wasn't a boxer to start, right? I think she was a UFC fighter. No, I'm pretty sure. Man, whoa. Almost spilled Red Bull on the computer. But yeah, that was fine. But yeah, that was the comments that the guy made about the red issues. Yeah, when the Wi-Fi messed up. Amanda Serrano was an MMA fighter. I don't think she started. I don't know. Maybe she started boxing and like went in and out of both sports. But yeah, those were a good fight. The better fight last night too for the UFC was the Oliveira and Chandler fight, which you and I had opposites on that. I think you was going for Chandler. I kind of felt like Oliveira had it. I never really. Yeah. I mean, I know every player has their moments. I was just never like a huge Chandler guy. I've always been like, nah, I don't like Chandler. I just didn't. Even if McGregor was gonna fight, I would have went for McGregor. But who knows how that fight would have went? The John Jones just continues to dominate. Did you see today? A lot of people, and you might be able to kind of put me up on game on this. I guess so. I'm kind of like a casual when it comes to UFC. Like I used to be more in depth in it. Like so, like John Jones got into issues. He vacated the light heavyweight belt because he got suspended. Came back as a heavyweight, beat Cyril Gahn.
He didn't get suspended,
didn't he? He just didn't fight for a while. So,
or maybe I don't know.
Well, I got the belt from Cyril Gahn, right? The one that confuses me right now is this interim champion, Tom Aspinall. Like that's why I'm confused. Like I didn't do no like homework on this shit. So I just got interested in it between last night because I seen John Jones said that he don't want to fight Aspinall, that he won't, and that he either wants to fight. He wants to fight.
He didn't say he won't.
No, I get that. Just right.
What he's saying is Aspinall ain't did enough to deserve a fight against him.
And then he said
they made him an interim champion, and that like he'd rather fight other people. You know,
he said he wants to fight established champions and not up and comers.
Well, but then I seen an interview he did after the post fight interview. He was saying, you know, he wants more. He's willing to vacate the heavyweight championship to get more like dynamic fights.
Yeah, he wants super fights. Yeah,
styles make fights, and so he wants to fight.
And that's what he.
Pereira.
Yeah, so he said he wants. So right before I pulled up,
but he did say if the money's right, he'll fight Aspinall.
Oh, well, right now the one that I seen,
Dana's just got to make, and he said it's got to be life-changing money.
Well, I don't doubt that, like that, because that's what they've been pushing for. That's why what's his name left, Ngannou. But Ngannou's probably the only guy that probably would have beat John Jones at this point too. You don't think so? Because Dana said that he's not going to let Pajeda move up to fight John Jones. He said John Jones is just too big.
But Dana did say too, if the fans want it enough, that he'll make it.
And then John Jones said that if the fans don't want it, he's just going to retire. That's what I just seen. That he said it's Pajeda or retirement, and he's like pretty much that he doesn't care at this point.
Yeah, I'm just going off what I seen after last night. I haven't seen nothing recent. It was just at the post fights because they were asking Dana. He was like, "No, Aspinall's next," and Jones just like, you know, I want to fight all these fights. I'm willing to vacate the title, but you know, if Dana wants me to fight him, and he's right, you know.
What do you think about the Aspinall guy? You're more like you know more about. You probably seen him.
Well, here's the thing, man. He's beating everybody in the top. You know, he beat Curtis Blades. Who was it? It was either Curtis Blades or I can't think of the other guy's name, but he tore his ACL or something.
He got hurt, right?
Yeah, in the middle of it, going backwards. And I mean, he's fought all the top dudes. You know what I mean? Like I could see him being in line for a title fight, but there's still other guys that you know. There's guys that are right there with him as far as what they've done, you know, versus what he's done to be there. You know, I think he's just the younger.
Then he might be the next. My personal, because I don't really know nothing about it. So
I think John Jones just fucking walks through him in the first round. I don't think.
He's like, why? And he's like, why? Taking on a little.
The thing is, I think John Jones knows like this guy ain't even on my level, so.
Yeah, because I was wrong on I was going for Stipe last night. I was like, well, maybe these streaks, you know, I always say streaks don't go forever.
But you're not wrong for that because Stipe had a fucking just as good a chance as anybody. You know, Stipe was.
He looked like his age too last night.
No, he did, and he looked kind of his whole look in his face throughout the weigh-ins and everything looked just kind of
like he really didn't want to do it.
Kind of, or he was scared or something, you know. But shit, his last fight he got knocked out by Ngannou. He got caught out.
Yeah, a lot of people say you know once that happens, they ain't really the same. You know, they might be a little. You see it too, like when a player comes back from injury in the NFL. You know.
Ngannou, bro, I think he was manufactured by the UFC to be something that he didn't pan out to be. Because if you watch his early fights, I mean, he was big, but he wasn't as big as he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That fucking dude put on.
Yeah.
And then became a heavyweight.
And because he went and did I don't know, he came up through, like he didn't know how to wrestle that well at first or some shit like that, right? Like he ended up like going to like some like training camp and then just started dominating motherfuckers and shit.
Well, not really dominating, I mean, but when you're that big, all it takes is just land.
One hit.
Just one hit. You know?
Yeah, and then if you get on the ground, it's just hard to.
And that was his problem. Is somebody get him on the ground, and they don't. Yeah. You know who was it? It was him and the Black Beast.
Yeah.
The weight fight. They were both scared.
Yeah.
they stayed on the outside.
Yeah.
Kind of just circled the ring, you know.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was good though.
But
yeah.
all in all, I do think John Jones will work Tom Aspinall. I don't think it will even be.
Yeah.
I know they say, you know, he's younger and Jones is older, but you listen to some of these guys he trains with, and who was it? Fucking the best wrestler in the world. Forget the dude's name. Gordon Ryan or something.
Oh yeah, the jiu-jitsu guy, Gordon Ryan. Yeah.
So he was saying he was training with John Jones, and he goes, I would just explain something to him. He goes, and he would pick it up like that. And not only would he pick it up, he would pick it up and add his own thing to it.
Yeah,
So it wasn't just, you know what I mean? He was already looking ahead from what I was showing him. He was already looking towards the next move.
Yeah.
So they're saying like his fight IQ is fucking top tier.
Yeah.
You know, so
I don't even know who he would like. I mean, the Pajeda fight to me, just being like, because more recent, like Pajeda's been really dominant. He's just been, you know, what I mean, he's been just destroying people.
Yeah, but if you look at what Dana says about the wrestling, you know, Pajeda's a kickboxer
striker. Yeah.
John Jones, all he needs to do is take Pajeda to the ground.
Yeah.
And then Pajeda, you took away Pajeda's strength.
Yeah.
You know, where Jones will stand up and box with you, or he'll go on the ground. He's not, you know what I mean? He's.
So who's Jake Paul's next opponent then? Did you see what McGregor posted?
No, I just
Pritchard Colon.
Huh?
Pritchard Colon. You don't know who that is? That boxer that got paralyzed.
Oh yeah.
Hey, McGregor's ruthless, bro.
But I just seen.
Oh, for real?
He's been running a cocaine drug ring.
Some real shit or like?
No, I think it's pretty real, bro.
Let's shit real quick. So actually, bro, I got some inside information this week because I've been trying to network with other 49ers content creators and just try to like get a better understanding of things they see, like the guys that are there more like in the games or like closer to the field or like in the locker room and shit. So last week, one of the bigger topics coming out of the game, a win, mind you, was the altercation between Deebo Samuel and Tabor Pepper.
Yeah.
And
I've seen a lot on that.
So Kyle Shanahan supposedly said he didn't see it during the game, like he didn't hear nothing about it until afterward. And then he came out and defended Deebo and said that Tabor Pepper took offense to something Deebo said, and it wasn't that serious. But I found out
they were saying that Deebo just told like
no, hold on, real quick,
Rudy to just get in the game. We're gonna need you later on. And
so that's what they wanted us to think, right?
Yeah,
that's what they wanted us to think. But I found out what really happened.
Well, don't talk about the skinny jeans outfit thing.
Tabor was talking shit about his outfit, and Deebo got mad. Hey, but for real though, it was funny though because like earlier, like a couple weeks ago when the Niners were fucking up, like losing, Jerry Rice was talking about, if that was us, our team, he's like, we would have been fighting on the sidelines. And then hella people were mad at Deebo for doing it. Like my first take, bro, we might have touched on it a little bit last week, but like my first take, like, and I still kind of stand on this, was that I think Deebo was in the right. Like, I like to see shit like that. Not that he was like, oh, you're bullying someone that on the team that nobody knows, because I don't think it was that at all. I think, like, obviously their tempers flared up, but that's the type of shit I want to see. And I was talking about that earlier, like, bro, what are we missing in sports, right? Like McGregor, like talk shit and back it up, right? That's what he was known for. Now you see dudes like Jake Paul, like taking a page out of McGregor's book by talking shit, but they ain't backing it up. You know what I mean? Like, where's that killer intensity? NFL players, like, they're scared to talk shit now. Like, they're scared to, like, everyone's like each other's friend. Like when you talk about their opponent, they're like, they talk about how good they are and like what they need to watch out for in the game. And like, yeah, I understand like respecting your play, respecting opponents, and respect, like that's cool, bro. But like whatever happened to rivalry and like intensity and like, you know what I mean?
Well, in the fight game, it's kind of, they went away from it because when the MMA first came around, it was really people opposed it. And said it was, fucking human cockfighting, basically, like, and that's why there's so many rules and regulations. And Dana White came in and kind of pushed to make it what it is now by adding these rules, no kicking in the balls, no head strikes when you're down. You can't soccer kick ahead. Recently the rule just got changed from the 12 to 6 elbows.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was just talking shit about I was just mainly talking shit about it in general. But I mean like in the NFL though too, because I'm talking like I think I talked about it with you a couple of weeks ago. Like
it's called sportsmanship now. It started back with the participation trophies.
Yeah.
So I mean it gradually started a long time ago. And it's just you're just seeing it nowadays where like the killer instinct ain't there no more.
Yeah.
And you see it from some players. You just don't see it from all players.
You know who I want to see it from though?
And when you see it from these players, they get labeled and they get banned. Like fucking who's the one that he played for the Bengals and took out Antonio Brown?
Oh, Harrison.
No, it wasn't Harrison.
James Harrison, wasn't it?
No, it was
linebacker.
Yeah, it wasn't Harrison. It wasn't James Harrison. James Harrison got paralyzed.
Same dude, wasn't it?
No, he played for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Forget the dude's name.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about though. Yeah.
But he did it a couple.
But that's a long time. That's what I'm saying. But that was so long ago. Yeah.
Even him, Bill Romanowski.
Yeah.
Those guys. When you got a mentality like that, and that's what you're talking about is that killer mentality.
Yeah.
Somebody that's out there to, there to hurt somebody. Hey, you're my rival. I'm gonna do what I can to make sure you can't finish the game, finish whatever.
Ray Lewis. But that's what I'm saying. Like that was so long ago, and I think that's what's missed. Like. So, like, now we talk about players, like, we hold a lot of these players to standards, right? Like, a lot of people were talking about Bosa and Baker Mayfield stiff arm, like, and how Bosa's always getting held. And, like, when was the last time Bosa got a flag himself? Like, when was the last time he went out there and said, you know what? Like I'm going to go out there and fucking, I'm going to lay this fool out. Next time one of these dudes grab me, I'm going to grab him by the face. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to take the penalty. I'm going to take the fine. But I'm going to make my presence known. And I'm gonna let these dudes know that this isn't a game. Like it's a game, but I'm here to win, and I'm gonna make my impact known. Like, and now that I'm starting to like evaluate players, like more and more like players, like look at who got the bag this week. Shout out Diamador Lenore. We always talk about who's gonna be here long term, and maybe we'll probably go a little bit more in depth. We should go more in depth on that, but now we know who's gonna be here long term on the defense. Lenore got fucking cashed out 5 years, $92 million. From what I've seen, it's a contract that helps the 49ers. And maybe that's the details we'll talk about it more. But I like Lenore. I like Lenore's attitude. I like when he, when they like, yeah, he shows respect, like sportsmanship, like you said. Like I like the way you broke that down. But he does come out and he'll be like, I'm gonna strap these fools up, or I'm gonna lock these fools down. Like like he plays with a little bit of intensity.
I mean, you still like more recent players. Dre Greenlaw plays with that intensity.
That's what we're missing, man. That's what
Bowman played with that intensity. What I mean? Where
Greenlaw might not talk a lot of shit, but he plays like it.
Where Warner plays with that intensity, but he's more like soft spoken. He's gonna come say
he
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
maybe that's why Greenlaw kind of follows him. Warner that's his play answer.
A lot of people say that Greenlaw's the heart and soul of the defense. Where
Warner said it himself.
Where we look at Warner like he's the defensive captain. He's the he's the one that makes it all work. But a lot of people say that Greenlaw's the one that.
Remember he said that last year. He said that whatever you think of me, think of Dre Greenlaw.
Which kind of goes back to the Harbaugh era when we had Patrick Wilson and Navarro Bowman. I feel like Willis got the shine, but Bowman carried more of the bulk of the workload, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because look at it. Bowman got that pick at the stick, you know what I mean? In the game or whatever. Broke his leg. Was that a candlestick where he broke his leg?
That was no, I think he broke his leg the first year of
No, it was in the championship game.
Did he?
It was
in the championship game?
Yeah, I think it was in candlestick.
Yeah, because remember, like added insult to injury. No. Okay, so all right. So if I remember correctly,
it was against Seattle too.
If I remember correctly, I think that was the year we went to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, he broke his leg in the championship game.
No, so I think he was healthy for that one, and then the next year,
he broke his leg. He broke his knee. He made that interception, and running it back, he broke his knee. They shattered his knee.
Okay, so what I was just trying to say real quick is that I remember The only reason I'm associating the injury with the new stadium is that's why everyone says the new stadium was cursed, because the first year of the new stadium, I think Bowman got hurt. I want to say that's how I remember it.
I think that's when we lost to the Giants in.
We were still 2011. We were still in Candlestick. 2012, we went to the Super Bowl. So what year did Levi's open? 13 or 14? Because I think the very first year of the stadium was Harbaugh's last year as well. You know what I mean? But I could be remembering it wrong as well. But just yeah, Navarro Bowman, like that type of presence is still missed. Drake Greenlaw, like he will return, but we know he's going to return. I seen they said they're going to open up his practice window.
Yeah, during 2014 San Francisco during the NFC Championship against Seattle Seahawks.
So that wasn't in Candlestick then, though. Candlestick would have already been closed, right? That would have been our first year in the Levi's.
I think that might have been the last year of Candlestick.
Maybe. We could come back. We could come back to that.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, because we can always come back. Like, I want to check that out. Now that let's make a note because I want to make sure. But just real quick, like I talked about. Yeah, I remember that game. I remember because we lost it, right?
No, we won. We lost the Super Bowl.
No, that was 2014. It said we went to the Super Bowl in 2012. Yeah, that had to have been the year. Yeah, that's the year they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Patriots because they went to back-to-back Super Bowls. I think. Or that would have been the year they won the Super Bowl against Denver. Anyways, spent too much time fucking thinking about Seattle. We're about to play Seattle. Just that's what made you think about them too.
Yeah.
But so just real quick before we get into the super picks, do you think like I said, I like that type of intensity, like the fact that Debo kind of, stepped up. I don't know if he was like right, like whether or not we'll get full story, but do you think there's bigger issues too? Like I've seen a lot of people saying that shows Shanahan's losing the locker room.
No, because they interviewed all three of them kind of downplayed it. And Debo said even, like, hey, man, I was just trying to get his head in the game. Maybe not in those words. And, Tabor Pepper came and stepped up and, took offense to what I told Moody.
Yeah.
And, Moody was just like, he told me just to lock in.
Yeah.
They're going to need me later on. So just shake it off and lock in.
I've seen a lot of people saying that it worked, obviously.
Tabor Pepper, when he came out,
Jake Moody.
He was just kind of like, hey, man, this specialist, we stick together. So I kind of felt like he was.
Like he stood up for him, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what he said. He goes, man, he's coming off a injury and it's his first game back. And, you're just putting too much on. And, I was just kind of telling him to back up.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I don't think.
You don't think Shanahan's losing the locker room?
I mean.
Special teams got to be on like on the hot seat though, like in general.
That's not him losing the locker room. Him losing the locker room is players not giving a fuck. Like Ayuk. Okay, if more players were doing what Ayuk was doing, coming out of gear, shit like
yeah.
He might have lost the respect from Ayuk.
He lost it.
I don't think he lost it from Debo, from Purdy, from McCaffrey, from Kittle.
He lost it. Lost his temper on. Well, I would. You see that video
where he went off on Purdy?
On Cone.
Oh yeah.
But everyone was reposting and they're like, Shanahan goes off on Cone. I watched it. It was the most like timid, like going off. He goes like, didn't I already answer that in your other articles? And he's like, and I was like, this isn't going off on Cone. Like I was like, bro, some people are so like quick to like just make other people look bad because they don't like what somebody's doing. Bro, it's funny, bro, because I remember I used to hate Cone, and now he does a great service to the fan base, bro, because he does ask like the questions nobody else asks. You know what I mean?
Well,
but
for a while, Cone was getting a lot of negative. Like, are you even a Niner fan? What are you doing covering?
He said he ain't.
You're going to be so negative. But look at all these other people that cover the Niners that are willing to team up with him.
But it's also his job, so it's like. He's a journalist, he's got a job.
He's a Niner fan. He's a Niner fan. He just hates Shanahan.
Yeah, he's a Bay Area baby.
His dad covered the Niners his whole life.
Yeah.
During the Walsh and the Seifert era.
All right, so let's do some quick picks real quick. Here's one for you, Ray. Tell me if you like this one. We got Brock Purdy combined 280.5 passing and rushing yards. Last week he went for like 350.
Yeah, I like it.
Let's go more on that one. Anyone else you want to look at real quick? I know last week we kind of had a little discussion between.
Let's see what Juwan's going to do.
Okay, let's look at Juwan. So our options for Juwan are either touchdown or receptions. And receptions are 4.5. He's wide receiver number 1 right now.
He's playing that fucking.
He had 7 last week.
He's playing the youth position.
Yeah,
Option in college.
4.5 receptions, more or less. Way more. Jennings is doing right now. But no, so you and I were kind of discussing the differences between Jordan Love and Geno Smith. I'm on the side that Jordan Love's a better upside, long term. Geno Smith's a little bit older. We've seen what he can do. I always say I want the Niners
potential long term, but if he don't start some career,
it'd be an interesting thing for us to Geno Smith does to our defense this week, and then we got Jordan Love next week. So,
but that's not fair.
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying
The only reason I'm saying that's not fair is because Seattle's. I mean, abruptly their center retires. The week of the Niner game.
Yeah,
they got other injuries, so it kind of wouldn't be a fair comparison because Green Bay's going to have a healthy O line. They're not going to have a.
Well, I don't know what Green Bay has right now either.
They're not going to. But they're not going to have a first-time starter at center.
Yeah,
that's a big position.
Well, no, I'm not. Yeah.
What defensively, what we should do is just stack the middle and just, just blitz the middle all day.
No. I'm not saying like tat for tat. Like I'm just saying like an interesting thing to keep an eye on. Like, because a lot of people are saying like, Geno Smith, he's gotten a lot of people. I don't know. Like I'm one of the guys that I like to see young quarterbacks get a shot. I think his backup is Sam Howell, and that fool was dude. He had like maybe 8 good games for Washington last year. Like he had a couple good games for Washington. He led the league in like passing yards at one point. Like I would like to see some young dudes just get better chances. I'm one of those guys that say, man, I'm fucking getting tired of seeing Geno Smith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just think it'd be like an interesting thing to watch. But
the thing is they do get the chance. They just don't beat them out of practice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then they have the combine. That's the thing, though. I don't know if he's going to be able to pass on us. DK Metcalf's back. Last week he passed for 379, bro. You want to do the combined one on him? It's 264.5 passing plus rushing yards, more or less. Against our defense. Our defense isn't it what it used to be.
I want to say less, bro, because last time Ronaldo Green locked up DK, he shut DK down. DK didn't really do a whole lot on the rookie, and that's who was probably going to be covering either him or Demo.
But then when he doesn't pick up in the air, he could pick up with his feet if we go on that option, or we could just do 247 passing yards. I think our secondary is pretty fucking raw, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Should we go less on that? Just passing yards, 247. They might be playing from behind though and have to pass a lot if we're expecting the Niners to win. Geno Smith interception. Fucking look how many interceptions he throws.
Yeah.
Let's go Geno pick. More.
What?
On the Geno interception?
What is it?
Half. Okay. So if we get more, we get it. Just one pick. All right, we're going to take more on the Geno interception. You want to look at Ricky, Jake Moody, DK. We know Kittle's not even on here. We got McCaffrey, Debo. You want to do McCaffrey? No George Kittle. You think McCaffrey might be our red zone? Fucking. What's up, cuz? Our only red zone option maybe besides Jennings. But look at how many options they're giving us for touchdown. He has to get 2 touchdowns. I don't know about that.
We might give Ronaldo Jordan Mason over Durando.
What about McCaffrey at 17.5 rushing attempts?
Yeah.
More?
Yeah.
Last week he
yeah.
Listen, I like that. I like that thinking, right? 59.5 receiving yards. What about 4.5 receptions for DK? The only other guy I wanted to look at is their other wide receiver because I've been hearing some good things about him. Smith and Jigba. Look, they've been feeding him a little bit more. So we could either go him on receptions and then DK like on yards or a touchdown, maybe. Touchdowns are hard to call, though. What do you think about DK on the yards? 59.5. It's not that much. If they shut him more, I don't know. I mean, coming back.
It's a hard one.
That's not that much yards though. See, because they have to make at least 1 or 2 Seattle picks for us to. Let's go with the receptions on that Jackson Smith guy. It's only 4.5, and he's hit the over like every week. So we'll go more on 4.5 receptions for Jackson Smith and Jigba. So we got Debo or Ricky. Debo for more than 4.5 receptions with Kittle out. What do you think? 4.5. He would have to get 5 catches. Kittle's out. Yeah, let's do that one. We need Debo to get 5 catches. Ricky at 3.5. That's kind of low. He's had 4 in his last 2 games. It looks like they've been trying to ramp Ricky up too.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Or we could go Jake Moody, 1.5 field goals made, more or less. Bless you.
1.5?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Jake Moody, you got to make 2 fucking kicks this week. We know Shanahan likes to kick the ball. All right, so let's do, we're going to bet 5 on that. The payout, if we hit those rates, $258. Submit entry. That's the Sleeper app. Shout out Sleeper app. Fucking, can you guys please sponsor us? Look at the quarterbacks on this game real quick, right? I like to do, because I could do $1 bets too. All right, well, great. So, we got a few minutes. We got about 10 minutes before the game starts. You called it about Seattle's out. They had some things going on this week. I think one of their other offensive linemen got hurt outside of that dude that retired. I want to say I've seen something like that. For the 49ers, you got Trent Williams out. Did you say you seen that? For sure.
No, Trent Williams
and George Kittle are out.
And, still no Mooney Ward.
Still no Mooney Ward, yeah. So this is the potential game where I've seen a lot of people saying, we thought we were going to be a lot healthier at this point in the season, but, the football's a game of attrition. This is a division game, so this is going to be a big game. We can't afford to lose in the NFC, bro. We can't afford to lose in our division. And Arizona, one thing that you're going to have to talk about more later, for sure. And I looked ahead at Arizona's schedule. Arizona's got one of the most cushiest schedules in the NFL, bro. And there's very strong, very, very strong potential that the final game we have this season against Arizona might be like the Sunday night fucking finale. It might be a big game, bro. Because they're 6-4 right now. We're 5-4. Are they playing today?
You know what? I think I'm confusing the pick at the stick. It was against Atlanta. So you might be right.
Did you just go down a rabbit hole?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you smoke weed and then you start thinking about something. You're like, shit, I got to figure this out. Well, no, because I just remember, when they built the new stadium, a lot of people hating it and saying it was bad luck. And I want to say, but I can't remember if I contributed it to the Navarro Bowman injury or another player's injury.
No, I think the first one is when we lost to the Giants.
That was still at Candlestick. Yeah, that was 2011.
You're right. That was Alex Smith.
Yeah.
I went to that game. I was there. Who was it? Mario Manningham or no?
Who caught that ball?
Who fumbled the?
Oh, Kyle Williams. Yeah, forever hated Kyle.
We just have bad luck with fucking Kyle on the Niners.
Yeah, anyone named Kyle is just bad luck. Period.
Well, let's get in there and go watch that game.
All right, let's do that. We'll end it here for now, and we'll come back. The 49 Problems final prediction for 49ers win. Keep this win streak going with three in a row.
I think this is going to be a win where they actually win by multiple scores. It's going to be, I'm not going to say it might be, 21-10.
That's what we're missing, bro. We need a dominant win, build confidence.
That's what I'm saying. That this game's set up for us to have a dominant victory just with the injuries, the retirement of their center. You know what I mean? I do believe they have injuries in their defense. I do believe they have defensive injuries.
Yeah, we got a couple new additions. Oh, they activated Gross Matos, so defensive line, and I think they brought someone to the special teams. And Deshaun Gibson's playing today too.
We brought a punter in because we put Mitch Witch on the.
Yeah, that dude.
We put Mitch Wichnowski on the IR, and we brought in another punter.
And that Nick McLeod, special teams guy. He's like a corner. They brought him in. They brought in a new punter, so we got to watch special teams today. Hopefully that doesn't fuck us up. And you just said it. Wait, I think that's it. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm predicting W2, bro. It's huge, bro. We can't fucking lose in this division.
It's got to be a dominant one, 28-10 or something like 28-14.
Yeah. So we'll pause here and we'll be back. We'll keep you guys updated as the game goes on.
Ray J.
Fire in the hole. Official halftime check-in. San Francisco 49ers. Was it a 1-point lead? 7-6. emblematic of every 49ers game this season. Every single 49ers game is like this. How many times do we go into these games with all these superstars thinking that this is the game we're going to dominate? The end of this half was sloppy as fuck. Penalties on both sides of the ball from both teams. The 49ers I feel like it's the offense. They're letting Seattle's fucking defense stay in it right now. They're letting Seattle's, pretty much. The offense not being able to fucking, how would you say? Produce
a drive.
Yeah, they're not producing. They're not.
First drive was 3-and-out.
Yeah, very. I didn't like that at all. The fucking Shanahan ran it, didn't like what he seen, and then threw it 2 times just to end up putting the ball.
Yeah. So
our only touchdown came from a Brock Purdy fucking literally putting his body on the line 2 plays in a row just to fucking get some kind of offensive production. This right now, bro, this is a game that
are those Mexican Jordans?
Yeah. They're Jordans.
Jordans?
Yeah. These are Michael J. Jordans.
Michael J.
Michael J. Jordans.
Michael J. Jonas.
Ray J. Garcia, Kyle J. Vigil.
Michael J. Jordan made his appearance.
Donald J. Trump. Nicholas J. Bosa. If you got a J in your middle name, chances are you are somebody great.
Cortez J. Unpaid intern.
Cortez J. Cortez said he got a new car. This is one of those games, bro, where it could go either way right now. Niners might not win this game.
It's scary right now, man. It's
and nobody's really looking like that dominant besides Jawan Jennings. Christian McCaffrey don't even look that good right now, bro.
Demo's balling.
Well, I meant like offensive wise. Like the defense is doing okay. We've only given up 6 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like besides the end of the game where it got a little sloppy there with that demo penalty, but ultimately they just canceled out, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But fortunately,
but see, I don't think Demo could have deserved the penalty. I think they just didn't know what to do. You know what I mean?
Like it looked ugly on film.
Yeah, everything was just such chaos that they just, you know what? We're gonna put offsetting penalties, lost it down. You know what I mean? Move on.
Yeah, defense looking pretty good right now. And Seattle isn't a team I really worry about offensively. And I was just saying it right now at the end of these halves. It seems like this is when most of these quarterbacks get all their fucking yards. And that's what blows my mind. I'm like, I don't know how they can't put themselves in that mentality where like it's like let's do what we can do in these 2-minute drives. Like let's fucking take that at the end of the first quarter and like let's do that in the middle of the second quarter, you know?
Yeah.
They fucking turned it up in these 2-minute drives. For a minute there, Geno Smith looking like he was gonna fucking piece us up. And the defense turned it up and got them to turn the ball over. And then again, our offense couldn't do shit. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on with Purdy. He doesn't look like he's not producing through the air. He's not producing through the air right now. I don't know if that's a symptom of not having Kittle out there or what. But
well, something's up with the line. Their offensive line struggling. Might be not having Kittle out there, but
Kivitz is fucking trash.
They've already allowed 2 sacks, couple rushes, so
a lot of pressures. Yes, just McKivitz is trash, bro. They need Twitter for some dates. You didn't see anything. The one that I seen was they haven't had to see a Jake Moody field goal or a miss, so that's good for us. But I was reading on Twitter that prior to this game during warmups, Jake Moody missed a field goal that went into the stadium and hit a child in the head, and they had to call paramedics to help the kid. No way of knowing if that's real or not, but that is absolutely hilarious because not for the kid, right? That's terrible. But for Jake Moody's situation like that cannot help him with his confidence at all, bro. That shit blows my mind. Like this dude cannot catch a break. He over here knocking little kids out before the game. Can't comment.
Yeah, no comment.
I don't know if it's real.
I can't comment on Jake Moody, man. It's just a sore subject. 3rd round pick, not paying off. You know, we could have got receiver.
Yeah.
Backup running. You know, we could have just built. Matter of fact, we could have got an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something we needed to. I mean.
Well, I was telling you earlier.
I don't think Robbie Gould. You know, he lost it. He was losing it.
Yeah.
Was it Robbie Gould?
Yeah, it was Robbie Gould. Yeah.
Robbie Gould lost it. You know, he was losing it towards the end, but I think we wouldn't be in no worse shape if we kept him.
Yeah.
than
than we are right now.
Yeah.
But I think, I want to say too, like, people do understand and that the cap has always been like an issue for the 49ers. And I think he was like one of our earlier cap penalties the past like 2 or 3 years. Because I know he wanted more money too. And then like, there's just like, I think there's like a set thing on kickers where you're like, you know what, we're not going to spend money on a kicker. Like, we'll just, obviously their plan wasn't that well thought out to begin with. But I talked about it earlier during the game. Cam Latu, he was a 3rd round pick, and they ended up cutting him for whatever reason, whether it was production or they just didn't like what they seen. He got very limited opportunities. Like, Jake Moody has had every opportunity to prove to us that he shouldn't be kicking for the 49ers. Again, we haven't even seen him today, but he was one of our prop bets. We need 2 kicks for Moody, so that one's kind of holding us back.
Still see nothing.
Yeah, well, I think there's something I want to, since we're just doing this little halftime break, check in. 49ers have a 1-point lead. I was telling you how important this game is. Earlier, you were talking about, Detroit, Minnesota, the Eagles, even Arizona, bro. Like, their schedule is so fucking weak right now. And if they could end up winning our division, you know what I mean? Like, even if the 49ers win out at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we technically 1 game behind them? And they have the tiebreaker on us? So that last game against Arizona is going to be huge, bro. Yeah, so Eagles are 8-2. Lions are 8-1, actually, I think. No, I think they're 8-2. And then you got Washington at 7-4, I believe. Minnesota 7-3, 7-4. Atlanta got a better record than us.
But if we win out, bro, and Detroit loses, Eagles lose, we got potential. I mean, a lot of things have to fall in place. We still, first place ain't.
The second half's going to be really important to the rest of the season.
It is, but first place ain't out of the question yet.
I think.
Look at. Is this the first year with the extra game?
No, we've had it this is 3.
Is it
3 years now? Yeah, goes by quick, huh?
17-game season.
Yeah, this is year 3.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not.
So, like, right now, what we really need, like, we need Green Bay.
Somebody 13-4 being number one seed ain't out of the round.
That's like the standard now.
But that's what I was gonna say. You know what I mean? 13-4 is kind of what a number 1 seed record looks like. You get the rare. Miami did it a couple years ago when they went undefeated. But you'll get a rare. 15-2.
Yeah.
Here and there. Detroit might be that team this year. Kansas City might be that team. You know what I mean? But for the most part, a 13-4 record ain't too bad.
I'm just looking at it like right now we're struggling. I mean, it is a division opponent. Like, division games are always going to be a bit tougher. They should know how to match up and play against each other pretty well. Most of these division games, we're used to them being close. I was like in the same thought process where we were going to dominate. So that's what I mean. Like, this second half of this game is going to be very important because we got to go play Green Bay next week in Green Bay. You know what I mean?
Green Bay pulled it off against Chicago today by 1 point, 20-19.
See, that doesn't help us either because they're already, like, if the playoffs were to start next week, we would be out of the playoffs because of Green Bay. They got the number 7 right now on the playoff seeding, and Eagles at number 2. They're a team that I don't really worry about the Eagles because we've seen them do it every year, like where they have these dominant drives, and then the second half of the season, the Eagles just tend to fall apart. Like, they're their own worst enemy, but playoff implications like that is important. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna have a better record than us, more likely than not, at this point.
Hopefully not, but
unless we can put it together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can put it together.
But yeah, that's why I did want to cover that at least today too, because is Arizona on their bye week today? I think they are. Oh shit! What, you got the game on so we don't miss it?
I just kind of watching it, but
make sure. Yeah.
Also check my Arizona's on a bye week
today, and the good thing is too, right? So we get a good litmus test after today because Green Bay will let us know, right? Okay, if we can, that'll be like an early playoff game technically. It starts next week, bro. That's why I was excited for today. I'm still excited, bro. I think the 49ers can turn it up right now. Seattle gets the ball first right now, coming out at halftime.
Yeah.
You know, so our defense seems like they're doing pretty good. Maybe we could force that pick. We need a Geno turnover still for our sleeper picks. Sitting on $280-something if we win. Trying to take Ray to Beavers. You ever been to Beavers?
No. What's Beavers?
You ever been to Beavers? It's like Hooters, but instead of like tits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all about
I heard
pussies.
about it.
Yeah, Beavers. They just walk around with their beavers out. They have like different eras. Like each like
bro.
Uh-huh.
Like,
No, it was from an old show skit.
Okay. I have this idea.
Yeah.
So I do construction. I work out of town, and one of the places in Fresno I stayed at, across the street, there was like a lingerie barista company where they serve coffee and lingerie. I was thinking of opening up a coffee spot for ladies and calling it Stir Sticks. You get where I'm going? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll be like wearing elephant trunk, chonies.
And you know what's crazy,
the
bro?
trunk hanging down, and that's like the Stir Stick.
You know, like no lie, bro. Like probably like 3/4, like 70% of like the women that go in there would be like absolutely fucking disgusting looking. But like bachelor party bitches would go in there.
Bro,
like,
look at
but money though.
But
You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is these
That's a brilliant idea,
these
dude.
lingerie coffee spots.
Yeah, they're killing it. Yeah.
Fucking business, they're getting construction workers, little short, fat, immigrants or whatever.
And hey, bitches need love too, bro. They need their own little eye candy and shit, bro. You're onto something there, dude.
I think so.
Yeah, nah, Beavers was an old
but here's the thing.
man show skit.
If I do open it up, bro, I need somebody that's gonna be able to be like the talent scout.
And unpaid?
Well, we just need somebody to check out and make sure it's stir stickable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can't have no little stubby sticks in there. We got to have stir sticks.
Yeah, they got to be. Oh, what happened on this kickoff? Seattle player got hurt.
You think that's a good idea?
Bro, that's a brilliant idea.
Red and gold time, dead and cold stir sticks, coffee baristas.
Maybe we'll call it a
baristas.
Well, I like stir sticks. Well, I don't like stir sticks, but I like the name stir sticks. I like the name stir sticks. Bro, no, you might really be onto something though. You know what I mean?
Like a Chippendales, but for coffee.
Yeah, and like that's not even for gay on some gay shit. Like it's like a straight up business venture. No, hold on. You know what? I think you should make the announcement.
Not take.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think that'd be a pretty good thing.
I think you might be honest up there, bro. Might be honest up there.
Let's edit this part out and not put it in the fucking.
What do you mean?
Somebody might take our idea.
Nah, we copyrighting this shit. Stir sticks. We're in a position where somebody, bro. I swear to God, I know like there's really no like every idea is like potentially out there for anyone to come up with, but I'll see so much similarities between things that we're bringing up, and like I do understand like I'll write notes throughout the week because I'm like this might be something I want to talk about. But like I'm talking about like original thoughts that come off our head, like, well, me and you are doing on this podcast, you know what I mean? And then later on I'll catch it like in another podcast or like something we talk about, like I'll see someone like kind of do something and I'm like, that's so weird, man. Like we had that same idea, but then again, like there's so many people doing podcasts now, like
hey, I'm just saying we are the mess. I know you follow us, so if something opens up in Vacaville,
yeah, let us know. We'll pull up and start the stir sticks.
We could collab on something. You know what I mean? The pod's collabed already. Kyle J and
Steve Jeezy. Steve J.
Operations are ready, so
yeah.
We go in on a business venture, and then we'll have a podcast set up in the back room, a podcast room set up in the back of Stir Sticks.
That'd be the spot. So, as we finish this little halftime blunt and a little check-in, Seattle's got the ball. Bro, last week, Brock Purdy had a hell of a game, dude. 350-something yards.
Yeah. That looked like Mustafa broke up a play right there.
I know it's hard for quarterbacks to do that consistently, you know, like have back-to-back games like that. But so far, he's not really doing that today, you know what I mean? But when I want to be able to see That's something I'm looking forward to in the second half, seeing if Brock Purdy
Well, he
turns it up in the passing game.
McKivitz is giving a pass on the offensive line.
Got 3rd and 8 for Geno. 49ers look like they're rushing 4, patented 4-3 defense. He's under pressure. Rolls out to the left. Throws. We're all zooming in.
6 or 27.
Like Jair. Oh, that was Yada. 22. Okay. Good shit. 1 for 1 turnovers. We got the pick, though, bro. Needed that one. We need Jake Moody to come out now. Get us some money for once.
2 field goals. All right, you want to pause this and go in?
Yep. All right. We'll be back. Let's go get this money. Remember that one time we thought we were recording? All right. This just in. My balls itch. Okay. We're live. We're live at 5, about 4:10. Good moment of silence for the 49ers playoff hopes. Where's the chicken? Fucking shit, man. Geno Smith, Theodore Rex officially put a fucking nail in the coffin of the 49ers season. I feel right now. Bro, I thought we were going to win this game.
Going back to what I said, and I said it was going to be a 2-score victory, landslide pretty much. There should have been no reason this game was that close.
Fucking shit is ridiculous.
Fuck, their center, their starting center. They're playing with the center with 1 or 2 starts, something like that. Retired on them. They got locker room issues. You keep talking about Shanahan losing the locker room. From what I hear, Seattle's coach.
Yeah.
Seattle has locker room issues. I don't know, man. I'm just disappointed as a fan to even say I'm a fan right now. Fuck, I might get a paper bag and put a 49ers logo on it and just start wearing that for the rest of the season. That's how ashamed I am of this team. And I put it all on Shanahan. I blame Shanahan 100%.
My hopes were hella high this week, bro.
I think Shanahan needs to be fucking flushed down the toilet. Here's the thing, man. It to me, it seems like we haven't announced it, but we're in a rebuilding season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're signing. We just signed Demo. We're signing all these young players. So I feel like
that's their way of acknowledging.
They're not looking at this season. They're looking to the next season. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but Shanahan's shit, dude. Shanahan's fucking absolutely shit, and he keeps using shit ass Debo. Debo shit. Debo ain't the fucking wide receiver we thought he was, or the wide back that he says he is. We need to try him out as a wide receiver and see if he's going to do anything for us because we paid him a lot of money. He ain't producing shit. You know, he's just.
Bro, like you couldn't even try a fucking. You had 12 seconds. You couldn't try to run a route like downfield and hit somebody downfield and have them run out of bounds, you know, and then maybe bring the clock down to like 5 seconds, you know? Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like these fools fucking try to dump off to Debo that he was going to pass back to McCaffrey. Like some overcomplicated shit that was never going to work. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, the announcer said it just right. It's desperation. They were trying something. Throw it against the wall, see what sticks with 12 seconds left.
Yeah.
Shanahan's fucking garbage. That's what he comes up with. When the game's on the line, that's what he comes up with.
But these dudes fucking...
Let's try an old fucking college play that worked one time.
This offense is an absolute fucking disgust fucking... You know what I mean? It's trash, bro. Like, regardless of all the superstars, it doesn't amount to anything. Like, McCaffrey didn't do much that day today. Fucking Juwan Jennings is the best player on the 49ers offense right now. I understand George Kittle wasn't playing. I understand Bosa got hurt. That might have affected the game. Like,
Ricky Pearsall was obsolete.
Not
even. I don't even know if he had a catch.
This is why I don't
even targeted.
This is why I don't hype players up when they come out. You know what I mean? Too early, like especially on the offense, bro. Because you can't dictate. Obviously, you can't dictate anything in the NFL. But if you're on the defense, every snap counts. When you're on the offense, you can't consider snap a fucking opportunity. You know what I mean? Because the ball's not coming to you.
I'm officially on the fire Shanahan bandwagon, right? Fire Shanahan. He's horrible. I mean, I know we ain't got better options, but if our fucking season's shit right now, what's it going to make a difference? If we're going to be shit with him, might as well get somebody else in there that we could be shit with and build from. Looks like we're regressing with Shanahan. We're not progressing.
That's what everyone's gonna say this week.
You know what I mean?
Everyone's this week's gonna say fire Shanahan, or what you said, like there's no better replacement.
Here's the thing. Well, there ain't no better replacement. But here's the thing: if we go to a Super Bowl and we don't repeat it the next year, we don't even make the playoffs.
That's an unsuccessful season. Yeah.
You know, you've had this is what his 7th season with us.
8th
season, and I get you had a good run, dude. I get it. A lot of coaches had good runs,
but
But at the end of the day, man, you ain't fucking.
Sometimes
we don't need the coaches that are having good runs. We need coaches that are putting up results.
You know how
and your results ain't coming through.
You know how when like a chicken, they cut the head off and it doesn't know it's dead. Like I feel like that's us this whole season.
Here's the thing, man.
Like we got our head cut off in a Super Bowl.
Shanahan, you're coaching a mediocre team right now, man. And we ain't mediocre fans.
Nah,
we expect more.
That's the thing, though. We got high standards, but we come from a dynasty.
We expect a lot more, Shanahan.
Not
necessarily saying it has to be a Super Bowl win every time, but fuck, you've had plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, if you don't get to the playoffs, this season's a complete failure. If you don't get to the playoffs, this season's a complete failure.
There's no playoffs this season, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. So this week, everyone's going to be like, there's no one better to get us out of this. Like, they can still turn it around. Like,
we're 500 right now.
And we're going against Green Bay next week in Green Bay.
I'm not too worried about that. As I've been saying, Geno Smith is a better quarterback than Jordan Love, and he proved it today. So if you hate to give quarterbacks credit, and I think that's product of you being a Niner fan.
Yeah,
you're biased against any quarterback that ain't a 49er starter.
Yeah,
and it's a
no. I like other quarterbacks. I'm just tired of seeing.
They have to be like a superstar quarterback for you. Like if you don't see.
I like Gardner Minshew.
Like I've been telling you, Geno Smith's a good quarterback. No, he's garbage.
No, he's garbage, bro.
He beat us.
No, Theodore Rex beat us.
He beat us. So you can't call him garbage after he beat us. You know that means fucking we're even worse garbage.
True.
So,
but we are though. The 49ers are absolute. The offense. This defense plays lights out until the last minute.
And you said you like Gardner Minshew, but he's shit, bro. Both the quarterbacks you hate on put up better numbers than Gardner Minshew.
And they both beat us.
And I don't know. Yeah. So
this team has lost to Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, fucking who else did we lose to? Matt Stafford, Kyler Murray. That's 4 losses right there. 5 losses. Who else did we lose to this year, Ray?
That's all division losses.
Yeah, we lost to each division
each team in our division.
We went from dominating the division to fucking being that we're last in the division right now. 5-5, barely 500, week 11. This shit makes no sense. This isn't the team that is on paper. This record does not reflect what this fucking team is supposed to be right now. And I understand, like, a lot of people are gonna make excuses and say, well, this person's hurt. Like, that's true, but we're supposed to be dealing with one of the best coaches in the NFL, and at this point, I think he's proven it that he can't win the big game and he can't manage a game without certain people on the field.
Just really disappointed, as I said. Faithful, but no faith.
We had every opportunity to win this game. This offense just can't do nothing, bro. And I know, you know what a lot of people are going to say? So what are the casuals going to say from this game, Ray?
Shanahan out, Ben Johnson in. Defense cannot stop anything in the fourth. We collapse every time. Blame whoever you want, but we aren't making the playoffs with this year's team.
Who said that?
Joshua Arvidal. Cantrell.
Sound like Grant.
This is on Coach Yak's
page.
Yeah. Time to think about new defensive coordinator, head coach. Nothing is changing. Losing in the same ways. I'm sick of saying it. Fire Kyle. We won't ever do nothing with the dude. Team is injury prone and mid. Kyle called a terrible game offensively. Defense played terrible on the last drive. No spy on Geno, despite only rushing forward most of the time.
Yeah, they played very undisciplined in there.
We fucking suck. Disappointed defense. I'm out. I'm just dead inside. The team is undisciplined, and the rest of the NFL has caught up with Shanahan, who refuses to adapt. Where was Debo and Pearsall? They gave it away, just like the Rams and Cardinals games. Fucking Kyle.
Fucking Kyle.
Defense is mid at best. Offense is bad, even with CMC. Offensive line gets no push and creates no holes. We are just a bad team.
Yeah, you can't really blame Pearsall for that one, though.
The season all in one game, second half defense is pathetic and settling, or field goals bites them in the ass again and again. It's not that they're blaming Pearsall. It's they're calling out Kyle Shanahan for not utilizing Pearsall. So when they're saying Pearsall and Debo, they expect more from those players. And it's not them doing it. It's Kyle not calling the plays for them.
Brock Purdy had 22 of 29, 164, one touchdown, one pick. McCaffrey finished with 79 rushing yards on 19 carries. Brock Purdy, second leading rusher at 5 for 40. Jordan Mason had 2 carries. You got Juwan Jennings, leading receiver once again, 10 receptions for 91 yards. Christian McCaffrey, second leading receiver at 4 for 27. Deebo Samuel had 5 catches for 26. Lenore led the team in tackles this week, behind Renardo Green in second. Malik Mustafa. Damn, Fred Warner was all the way down there. He only had 1 tackle and 2 assists today, bro. And Nick Bosa leaving, bro, I really think that affected the defense too. But it's so crazy that like these games shouldn't be that close though with this offense, with this, you know. And so we're like, me and you right now might be like, oh, we can already look ahead to next season, but everyone's gonna be like, hold on tight, right? If they could beat Green Bay and they could go on a run,
I can't look ahead to next season because, first of all, first of all, we said we're gonna run it back with the team we had last season. That was a team that was gonna do it. We couldn't do it with any other team. Well, we got that team back. We upgraded. You know what I mean? Our youngsters are playing fucking balling out.
Yeah.
Our rookies. You know, when Pearsall gets opportunities, he shines. Renardo Green's shining, fucking Garendo. You know what I mean? Mason's a youngster.
Okawanu.
Winners.
Most Gross Matos.
Winner, you know what I mean? So
Winners, yeah, he had a good game today too.
So we improved and we kept the same players. We kept all of our starters.
Fucking forgot where I was. Yeah, where we even left off on. Theodore Rex beat us. We're last in the division.
I just feel like, all signs are pointing to a rebuild now. We got a bunch of old players that are probably going to retire, a la Trent Williams, Kyle Juszczyk, George Kittle.
Yeah.
Shit, who knows? CMC's even old. He might retire,
Yeah, he might not.
Age-wise, he's not old, but football-wise, he's on his 8th season.
Yeah.
Not too many running backs have.
Derrick Henry's fucking 30. It's rare, but there's a few guys that still do it. If Derrick Henry is doing it right now at a high level, I think we got one more year out of McCaffrey next year. After that is where it gets iffy if he can stay healthy. I mean, he's still rusty. Like, bro.
But here's the thing. McCaffrey's never really had any injuries that put him out.
I thought he had one really bad one.
He's always had he had an ankle sprain.
Or like a bad collarbone break or something like that.
He's never had anything that put him out or put him on IR. He's always had something that he's been out for a week or two, but been able to come back. He's never been on IR before. And he had to go out of the country to rehab or whatever. Some were saying stem cells, some were saying, they're keeping it hush on what procedures he had.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like they're going for a rebuild. Everybody's talking about Brock Purdy's contract. They're paying all these youngsters, all these young players.
Speaking of Brock Purdy, with all these inconsistent games, I think it's still. That's why, I bring it up. I know, last week you kind of said that's really not worth getting into, right? Because we don't even know if they're even gonna. Like you said, you don't really pay attention to it that much because it isn't really. You don't know if it's really.
I pay attention to it, but there's also talks about should we trade Brock Purdy because, like you say, a lot of people say we've seen his ceiling, bro. I don't think so, but there's some critics out there that saying we should trade him before we pay him because he's not what everybody thinks he is.
Yeah. Well, people will go back, they'll watch the tape from this game, but I was just gonna say the inconsistencies. Like I was saying last week, he had a hell of a game, right? And he comes back and he has a game like this, one touchdown. It was a mid game. What the most productive part of this game where he had the most impact was with his feet. It wasn't through the air, but his connection to Juwan Jennings is fucking legit. You know what I mean? That's a legit connection right there. Juwan Jennings is wide receiver number one. If you could take anything positive out of this game from the offensive side of the ball, it's that Christian McCaffrey is healthy. He's getting the snaps he needs. He's only going to get like better there, I feel. And then Jawan Jennings and Brock Purdy. Yeah, he hit 19.
So I think where we left off at before we paused is Debo. I think a lot of talk about Debo being out there next year. I don't see Debo being effective, with us, with any other team. He's not a fast wide receiver. He's not going to burn a DB.
Yeah, his 5 catches only accounted for like 40 yards.
He's not going to burn a DB. He's more of a gimmick player, and the NFL's figured out the gimmick, his gimmick. So, look at the jet sweeps we were doing with him. He's been getting tackled for losses on those. He ain't getting positive yards, but we continue to run them.
I think the NFL just kind of figured out Shanahan's system as a whole,
Yeah.
And I feel like Debo.
I think Shanahan's just trash, man.
When I last week I was telling you we need to use Debo more like as an underneath like receiver, like slant routes, underneath routes, like get him in front of Brock Purdy. Kind of like how they used to use like little receivers, like the little white dude. Was it Welker?
Yeah, not who Niners.
No, like just other like good offenses in the past, like.
Oh, Patriots had
like how they would use their slot.
Had Wes Welker.
Like how they would use their slot receivers, like for like little inside routes and shit like that. Yeah, like I feel like that's what Debo would excel the most at if they keep him in the offense. But so yeah, I mean, obviously, right? Like maybe we could talk about what if we were to look at the positive side, but if we were looking at next year, I do think this team's going to look a little bit different, especially on the offense. But
I think it's going to look way different.
But I think all this inconsistency. If they choose to move on and be like, let's lock up Brock for the long term so we don't have to worry about it, which I've seen like they absolutely don't have to. They can make him play his contract out, and then that next year they can in the offseason they would have to discuss his contract. So they can make him earn it a whole nother season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't have to. They don't have to do anything
that works out, but
because he's a 7th round pick. But
again, I mean,
but I don't see. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't see that whole like this last week. After that 350-something yard game, it was back to he's gonna get $60 million. Like now they pay Demo early. Maybe they'll get another couple of these dudes signed up, and maybe you're right. Maybe they are secretly trying to prepare for next year, and they're like, we know. Maybe that's why they didn't make no big trades because they want to keep their picks for the draft. But okay, so let's say we're not casual, we are casuals, right? You blame this game on the defense. You're going to blame it on the end of the game, right? You're going to say defense gave it up at the end, or you're going to blame Brock.
But see, ultimately, defense gave it up, and that's what people see, bro. But I feel like the offense don't sustain those drives to give the defense the rest.
Exactly, yeah. So at the end of the games, they're going to be fucking exhausted.
Defense takes the blame, but I feel like the offense people need to take more of a look at the offense.
Yeah.
If we're 3 and out, or fucking. We didn't even make no field goal attempts. We had 1 red zone appearance, I believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is the game we were fucking relying on Jake Moody to come out and hit us with a couple of fucking kicks. Our picks almost hit. The ones that fell for us in the end was literally just the Brock Purdy over on the yards.
And that last drive.
And the field goal from we needed
position we would have hit.
But
yeah, I think Debo's as good as gone already. I think with Ayuk, Jennings, and Pearsall, what Pearsall's shown so far, Cowing, I think we got, depth and, decent wide receiver core.
Yeah. So
I would still say top tier wide receiver core with Jennings and Ayuk and Pearsall. We got some other wide receivers too, older veteran wide receivers.
And it's just so weird to be looking at this offense now because that's all there. And we still got the superstars, like, you know what I mean? And something's just not clicking. Like, they're not producing. And we see it's just not consistent, you know what I mean?
Well, it makes me wonder if Shanahan's tanking to try to get a better fucking first-round pick. Is he tanking the season to try to get a better pick?
Kind of a dangerous, because he's been on the hot seat talking. Unless none of it's true and it's all just speculation, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, if he loses next week, bro, in Green Bay, he should be fired. He should have been fired when we lost to Kansas City. That we were saying that when we left that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
walking out of that game, we were like,
Shanahan. We've been saying he needs to get fired. We're on the fire Shanahan train.
Fucking Kyle.
Nick Bosa had a game before he went out.
He was
2 sacks,
fucking
sacks, something like that.
And that's the thing, though, right? We've seen games come down to like one player leaving and then just turning the tide for the opposite team. And we've lost the whole season because of certain players, you know what I mean, getting hurt.
At the end of the day, this whole season is going to get blamed on injuries. that's what Shanahan's scapegoat's going to be at the end of the year. Well, we had a lot of key players get injured throughout the season. Started off the season with some players injured. He's got a scapegoat with the injury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you're a fucking NFL coach. You're supposed to be able to draft players and draft depth like you did your first year. You had fucking starters backing up starters.
Well, it's funny because remember, I don't know.
And then you lose them, and they go to other teams and become stars. DJ Jones.
Last year.
DJ Jones was backup for us, second string. And then he goes to Denver, gets a fat-ass contract.
And now we're reduced to Khalil Davis. DJ
Jones was in the talks about coming back, but
Cone says if the 49ers miss the playoffs, they should fire Shanahan. I'm saying if they lose next week, they should fire Shanahan.
They fire Shanahan's ass now. Fuck. Shanahan's garbage.
69% of voters right now say out of 821 votes blame Kyle Shanahan for this loss. Let's see. Trying to see if I see anything coming out of this game. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Yeah, because back to man, it's hard for me to sit here and be like, hey, right now, if I'm open to other Niner fans and they're gonna ask me like how do I feel? I'm like,
I'm just reading some of these comments.
That's where I get a feel for the fan base. And now it's I feel like people coming around to how you and I have been feeling for a while, after one of these losses. I just don't see the 49ers getting consistent at this point. At this point, they're looking like a 500 team. That means at the best, they're going to finish 9-8,
Yeah.
And they would need a lot of things to fall in their favor in order to make the playoffs at that point. And I can see them getting into the playoffs at 10-7, so they got to turn something around. And I know that I'm talking to the fan base that thinks hey, I want to feel better about this season. Maybe they can't I thought this was the game where they were going to really put their stamp on the season. Okay, this is who we are. We're on a 2-game win streak. Let's make it 3. This is a divisional game. We got to dominate. We got to win. And we're going to prove it to the league that we still who we are, who we think we are. And the 49ers just consistently fail to do that. Game to game, week to week.
It's funny because a lot of the Niner fans on here are calling the fire Shanahan. All the Seahawks fans are saying how Geno Smith owns the Niners.
That's the first time he ever beat us.
That's what I was going to say. That's the first time they've won in 4 years.
It's the first time Theodore Rex ever beat the fucking 49ers. Yeah, the refs fucking suck today, bro. Anders Carlson hit a 60-yarder for the Jets. Says 49ers fans were booing Kyle Shanahan at the game. Oh, damn. Yeah, I guess 49er fans were booing Kyle Shanahan at the game, and that's well-deserved. I got some people saying take Purdy with him. Yeah, what was more painful to watch? The 49ers losing to Seattle Seahawks and Geno Smith, or Mike Tyson ass cheeks on fucking fight night, Friday night?
I'm going to say 49er Nation. If you are a serious team, you can't lose to the Rams when you have a fourth quarter lead. If you are a serious team, you can't lose to the Cardinals when you have a fourth quarter lead. If you're a serious team, you can't lose to the Seahawks when you have a fourth quarter lead. All divisional games lost with fourth quarter leads.
That's fucking, yeah. There's no way we can win. Even if we somehow snuck into the playoffs, we're a first round exit at this point, dude. This team ain't shit, bro. I just don't get it. Trying to see if there's any kind of it's just Grant Cohn's instant reaction. Yeah, he's just gonna be talking. I wanted to see if the 49ers are talking at all. Brock didn't have a good game. Juwan Jennings had the best game. He's my fucking MVP for this game, dude. Lenore still had a good game. There was a couple moments where he didn't. Well, he had that bullshit penalty, and then what else happened where he got something happened where it's kind of questionable. But at this point, bro, he got the contract. He's the only player jersey I think would be a legit investment right now. But I like Lenore, bro. Everybody else, well, I like Jennings too. What was his extension for? 2 years?
Yeah.
So you might be able to get a contract too. Yeah. So anyways, I think we're cooked. We're washed.
So this Grant Cohn post said, "What did Jimmy Garoppolo once say about Kyle Shanahan?
That his plays fucking suck." He was right.
Yeah.
I think Shanahan's offense is too overcomplicated. besides last year, the only other time we've ever been good is when we had an offensive coordinator. I don't know if that might help. You know what I'm saying? But I think if they don't fire Shanahan, like that's the only move I think they could really make is take some of the
Put it this way: if they hired a new head coach and wanted to make Kyle Shanahan offensive coordinator only,
we win a Super Bowl.
Fuck no, we lose. What changes? What changes? Kyle's still running the offense.
No, he needs an offensive coordinator, I think.
He needs to be fired. He just don't need a job.
Maybe. I see the other day. I seen someone.
Right now, he's a glorified fucking high school football coach.
The other day, someone was debating like about coordinators becoming head coaches, and they were like saying for the most part it doesn't always work, and they were like sometimes it does, like, and they were like saying like so that doesn't mean Ben Johnson is going to be a great head coach. They were like, but that does like that also means that maybe Kyle Shanahan proves that he's a better for his specific situation. That he might be a better coordinator than a head coach.
I disagree because look what he did in Atlanta when they were in the Super Bowl, plus the 28-point lead.
They also, again, you can't control the defense, though,
Offense, he stopped scoring after the first half. He put no points up. It was 28-3 going into halftime.
Yeah.
And he didn't score nothing else.
Yeah,
New England and Tom Brady came back and won that game 31-28.
And that head coach, is Dan Quinn, who was a defensive fucking coordinator, Yeah. I don't know.
Dan Quinn was the head coach of that team for a while.
It's crazy to say that we're sitting here at 5-5. We're 500 again. I don't get it. I don't know.
That means we're a mediocre team, bro.
So what happens next week? I'm predicting the 49ers lose next week. I don't think we win another game this year.
Faithful, but no faith.
Bro. I don't think we win another game this year.
Here's the thing. Let's see. You wanted to compare it the way Geno Smith played against Jordan Love. I didn't think it was going to be. I said it wasn't going to be fair.
Because it's not like Geno Smith lit us up, but he won the game. You know what I mean?
He did.
Yeah.
But let's see what Jordan Love does. Geno Smith put the game on his back and won it.
Yeah.
You got back right now, bro.
What you mean? I was going to change it right now. Where's Ray at? Can't see him. Oh, shit. Oh, that's the new cover for the podcast.
What's his name on the back?
Oh, you can't even read it. It's AI. It just be like blurring words together. Oh, look at that. That shit was fucking the screen. Anyways. All right. We'll just wrap this episode up. We'll be back to watch the 49ers get fucking scraped in Green Bay by Jordan Love. Brock Purdy will probably have the game of his life next week. Pass for like 482 yards. 5 touchdowns.
I think Brock Purdy breaks his leg next. Goes along with the rest of the season. Somebody's getting hurt every week.
Like just crazy bad luck next week.
That way Shanahan has some.
Watch it's like snowing.
That way Shanahan has something to blame the season on. All the injuries, and then Brock Purdy got hurt.
Watch it's like snowing in early fucking November in fucking Green Bay.
I'm over this.
And Brock Purdy can't play in the rain. If it's raining next week,
I'm over Shanahan.
Good luck, Brock. So we're
Shanahan
done.
Sucks. Fire Shanahan.
Yeah. It was a great weekend in sports. Just to be let down.
If I wasn't so high, I might cry.
We didn't even win no money, so there's nothing to look forward to. The highlight of my week was John Jones doing the Donald Trump dance. Donald Trump looking into the camera and saying thank you to America. That meant a lot to us. Real Americans. That was the highlight of my week. Nothing to do with the 49ers game, besides Jawan Jennings.
Shit.
That's it, Ray? Oh, wait.
Problems.
I forgot. Gotta shout out Ray's wife, my cousin, Alicia J. Garcia. She got the 49 Problems t-shirts made.
Show them back.
Got the Kyle J. Vigil. Ray's obviously says Ray J. Garcia.
Show them back.
Little Ben Davis type font. Let me straddle this chair. Red and gold till I'm dead and cold, baby.
Did you just look back at it?
Yeah. Looking back was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out.
Ray J. Garcia's wife handled business on that.
Yeah, that's Alicia J. Garcia.
When our fans want to purchase them,
we're gonna get them made,
and it'll be your name, Jay, whatever your last name is.
You can get anything. You can get your mom's name. You can get
say
Sancho's name.
John J. Doe.
Yeah. And we'll even get it in Raider colors for those of you transitioning.
Jane J Doe for girls too. We'll get girls. We'll get the V-necks for the girls.
More, you can get D's.
Yep.
All right, we'll wrap it up. Ray said no faith, but as always on this podcast, it's red and gold till we're dead and cold for the 49 Problemz podcast. Ray, who's got it better than us?
Nobody.
Bang bang, baby.
Remain faithful, but don't have faith.
Fuck Kyle Shanahan.